Hey class, this is just a quick video over this week's topic, online learning. And you're going to find this information from chapter 6 of our textbook, the Focus textbook, okay? So this is the PowerPoint. I'm just going to walk through some of the key points. I want you to read the whole chapter because there's a lot of good information. But what I wanted to talk to you about are a few things in regards to the topic. Okay, so first, part of the chapter, what you're going to find is a comparison between e-learning and also the regular classroom or mortar and brick learning. Okay, so the classroom online learning has some specific benefits that I really wanted to talk with you about today. One is, as you're finding out probably taking this class or other courses, that you really have control of when you learn. This can be a strong benefit for people who take online classes, but it also can be the detriment of other students, as people that procrastinate often do not succeed in these classes because of the fact that they have control of when they study. So like for instance, this course, as is the case for many courses you'll find online, you have basically like a 7-day window to complete whatever work is due for that given week. Okay, so you control when that is. So if you have a crazy schedule or you have several different things going on, you can find the time to get the work done that you need to do. Now this also requires that you be organized with it and make sure that you schedule that time weekly so that you can make sure that you get to the work. Also, you kind of control also how you learn, okay? So people have, as we've looked at already, different types of learning styles, and you could take the material that's provided each given week and adapt it to your particular learning style. And also you can decide and control how fast it is that you're going to learn the material that you have. Yes, you have a given week to cover a particular amount of material, but you get to decide how fast you want to learn those specific topics within a given week. So those are some benefits of online learning. In the online learning environment, though, some of the things that are important for you to keep in mind is that you really need to work hard. Oftentimes, students find they think an online class is going to be easier, but they'll find often they have to even work harder, okay? And that's important to make sure that you know when you're considering or are taking an online course, okay? The idea for me is not to bog you down with just more hoops to jump through, but we have to work hard in order to create an environment that is equally as dynamic as a classroom would be. Okay, so for instance, in a classroom, you may discuss things verbally. It doesn't take as much effort to do so. Or in the online environment, you have to work hard because you have to write up what your discussion would be. It's different. Okay, and you also have to keep up. A lot of times students think I'll get to it later, and the given week goes by and there's no opportunity to make up those points. So that's a very important thing to keep in mind when taking an online class. And you also need to be able to communicate your needs and desires to your instructor. And you have to know how the instructor communicates best, and you need to take advantage of being able to do so. It's not so as easy as just raising your hand and asking questions. You have to a lot of times email or call or whatever the instructor's format is to keep in communication with the instructor throughout the semester. And also staying in touch with other students is very important. Students help each other, and as students in this class or any other online classes, you need to be able to communicate, what was that assignment about? Did you get this information? And be able to share that information with other students. You can do that. We have, within the classroom, or you can do that outside. Okay. Also, taking notes it's different. Taking notes in a classroom that's inside on the campus versus what you're learning as you're reading the textbook, going through the PowerPoints, looking at the videos that we're providing. And so that's an important strategy that you want to be implementing in order to assist you for when you take tests or just being able to get the information. Also, creating a productive online learning environment. Okay, so that might be if you're learning from home and you have different distractions, finding that special place within your home or wherever you are in order to create an environment that's conducive to learning. And also, but last but not least, is you have to stay very well organized in the online class to make sure that you're getting all the information and completing all the different assignments and requirements. Okay, so a little bit about the internet. Just remember, I'm going to go quickly here. that one of the positive things about an online class and using the internet is that the information that you look at is mostly up to date. Okay, some textbooks that are used fall out of date quickly, but with the internet, it's always being updated, information's always being added to. So that can be a positive. Also, availability, access from almost anywhere. You can go on vacation, you can be out of town, whatever it might be. You may not even be at home, and you can still access the course. Okay, the scope, limitless sources of information. So again, here you can access different information no matter where you're at or what you're doing in order to use the information for the class. And interactivity, constant communication and feedback. You can talk with other students, talk with the instructor. These are positive things about the internet, and also the affordability, a small price for a very important tool. Okay. A couple more things. Some of the bad is inaccuracy. Not everything, we've all heard this a million times, on the internet is positive, is accurate. So we have to be careful. We have to be certain that the information that we're seeking is accurate. Okay? And laziness. I may be tempted to cut and paste our information and use it for our assignments, and we have to be careful not to do that. We have to put things in our own words, of course. Okay, some of the other things about the internet you should be aware of that can be kind of the ugly side is posting information about yourself, like your address or your work schedule on various sites, could be social media, whatever. That creates a danger in as far as awareness of people who are out to do harm know when and where you're at home, for instance. That's just one example. Or, what you're posting for fun may end up costing you a job opportunity in the future. I have family who I've seen post things while they were in college that I think once they're out, they're going to regret that, because guess what? Those employers are looking at everything that we've posted out on the internet in the past, and we need to be aware of what that is and be careful what that is, because employers are going to look at that and they may think twice about hiring you if it's questionable. Okay? Writing effective online messages. Okay? Don't send messages that you would risk being forwarded. Okay, so that's important on the job. It's important in anything that you do. Think about every message that you sent digitally is saved somewhere. Would you care if somebody else got a hold of that? Okay, you have to be very careful about doing that. If you find yourself upset, the most important thing is don't hit that send button if you're writing an email to somebody that you may have an issue with at the time, because it can come back to haunt you. Don't forward chain emails. These are things of the past that seem to be dissipating, but they're still in existence. Nobody wants chain emails. Just good practice is just not to send them. And don't do business over your school email account, or if you're at work, don't do business over your work email account. Keep that to your private email. Don't type in all caps. Another thing, okay? When you do that online, that's viewed as yelling or shouting, not a positive thing, not seeing it. But you may not mean it. You may just mean it for it to stand out, but it doesn't come across that way to the reader. We probably all have experienced emails that were like that. When you're writing to your instructors particularly, don't write in a casual or too casual manner. No, it doesn't have to be extra formal, but instructors don't appreciate that. It doesn't come across well. It's not professional. Just keep that in mind. And don't hit the reply to all button on accident when you mean to hit just reply, okay? And don't risk, because by doing so, these kinds of things can be perceived as being rude. There's some other things that I really want you to make sure that you cover, such as what is the research, and be sure to listen to this audio summary. Actually, the whole chapter is important, but I just wanted to cover a couple of these details for now. Thank you.